Good. Thanks for being here. I'm really excited. I have an opportunity to share with you guys what I've been involved with for the past 11 years, which is the Boy Scouts of America. But my CEO, Jeff Isaac, will be doing the speaking today, and he's been involved for 31 years. That's just a little bit less than my age. All right, we got some kids going around. But Jeff Isaac, born and raised in Alabama, and like I said, he's been involved for 31 years with the Boy Scouts of America, fresh out of college, and started his career. Here we serve Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana, so we have 4 offices, our headquarters being in the West Loop. We have an office in Arlington Heights, in LaGrange, and Munster, Indiana as well. We serve over 20,000 kiddos, and I've brought a couple of banners here so you can see some of our kids in our program, and we'll be showing you a really wonderful slide with some videos of all our kiddos. So if you guys could help me welcome Jeff Isaac to the podium.
Thank you so much, Marilyn. Thank you, Rotary, for having me here. This is pretty exciting. Never thought that they all be at Rotary 1. Pretty cool. You guys are legendary. Legendary Rotary 1. That's too cool. I'm going to start off, and I'll go quickly some question and answer just a little bit. But first of all, I want to say that you spend a lot of time volunteering throughout this community. It's an amazing amount of meetings I go to, and I'm always finding people with the Rotary pin on. So you folks do a phenomenal job to make sure you spread yourself about meetings I didn't think Rotary would be in. So you're like everywhere. So keep up the good work, and thank you for what you do for scouting as well. As well to talk about, we cover a pretty vast area. We're only at 3 years old. We're a development from 4 mergers, and we cover all the way from virtually Valparaiso, Indiana, straight west across the Orland Park. I've been there 2 years, so I'm still finding my way around as well. Orland Park, all the way straight north to Woodstock. So we cover all the Woodstock, Barrington, Schaumburg, all those areas, and back down to the Gold Coast. So we're a pretty large size. Those 4 offices have professionals in them that virtually are the CEOs themselves of those particular areas. They make sure they work with the scout leaders and the high-level scout leaders to make sure the program is actually functioning for 20,000 youth and over 7,000 volunteers. It is not for the faint of heart, because you can only imagine you have 27,000 folks you're dealing with, and that combine parents and families. It is a very, very aggressive programming in the 21st century, and I'm going to talk to you a little bit about that. 21st century scouting is not your scouting, it is not your granddad's scouting. It is vastly different than what you have seen in the past. Now, what remains the same? There's the uniform, the scouting law, that will never change. Ethics, leadership building, all those things that you know about the BSA is there. But our demographic has changed greatly, and we're serving more families and more diverse families today. The programs that you know of in the Boy Scouts, you might or might not know this. Basic Cub Scouts, Scout BSA, is the former Boy Scout troops, if you remember. They're now called Scout BSA troops, because we have girls in those troops. They have their own troops, boys have their own troops, but it's girl troops that we have that's new for you. So the word Boy Scout troop is no longer used in our vocabulary. Venturing is high adventure. That's a co-ed program. It's always been co-ed for the last 25 plus years. And venturing is all about high adventure. So if you like to rappel off of, cliffs, rock climbing, whitewater canoeing, all the high adventure stuff, mountain biking, a lot of things that kids like to get into, spelunking, which is caving. You like doing this kind of thing? Well, as a young person, you want to be adventuring. It's pretty exciting. Sea Scouts, because we have the big body of water next to us here, our Sea Scouting program is pretty strong, and that's co-ed as well. Young men and young women who are into selling and things of that sort, they get into it, they love it, and the ones who are in those programs are in there for a long period of time. So it's not like you're there for 6 months or you leave, they're there for a long time. Career exploring is pretty exciting. If you've never heard of exploring, you've probably seen explorers, but didn't know what you were looking at. So if you saw young people with badges on, looks like they were cops, or with firemen, in aviation, all those. We have about 1,000 young people in that program. Those exploring is our program, our program. Some unique programming that a lot of people don't know about is that when you go to places and you see young people doing things with robots and things that sort of, I think it's a regular STEM program. Well, Exploring does all of that. And it is fast forward. It is designed to make sure that we can cover the interests of the young people. And if you're into welding and things of that sort, job skills, we cover that as well. So Explorer is quite comprehensive. And the new thing for us here in the last 5 years especially, and specifically for this council, is our STEM programming. But here we're a little bit different than the rest of the BSA programming when it comes to STEM. Our program is powered by the co-founder of Apple Computer, Mr. Steve Wozniak. So I work with Woz, his team, his CEO, vice presidents to actually bring STEM to our council here. Matter of fact, this fall we will be pretty much the STEM programming for 5th grade and above in Gary City schools. So it's pretty exciting. It does a little bit different than what you expect in STEM. Everybody does coding. This is like they do large data, the basic coding, drones, things of that sort, but also animation, game design. They're talking about a lot of things that a lot of other folks are not talking about for young people. And you never know what a young person's interest might lie because they come in contact with our STEM programming and Exploring especially. We do about over 113,000 hours, community service hours in this community. That equates to about $3 million. All the community service that the BSA does has to be done for free. It is nothing that we ever get paid for. We take pride in service community, and that's what we do on a regular basis, and we do it very well. You might know some of these because you see signs out front of places where an Eagle Scout might have their Eagle Scout project. Well, that's part of our community service hours. And thank God we have Eagle Scout with us today. And he has been, if you notice his sash, he's been quite busy. Absolutely. Another exciting program for us, and I started this in Palm Beach, Florida, where I came from, South Florida. And I spent my largest time, about 31 years, 10 and a half years were in Palm Beach, Florida. And a place north of there is called Fort Pierce, Florida, where Restoring the Village was born. Restoring the Village is quite different than regular scouting programs. We deliver that in hard-to-serve, disadvantaged areas, but we don't recruit the parents to become scout leaders. We work with graduate chapter Latino and African American fraternities. Here in this community, one of the first programs to get kicked off was by Sigma Lambda Beta, a Latino fraternity, and they work with our Restoring the Village program in Little Village, and they do a phenomenal job. So much so, they're branched off into another area there in Little Village to expand the program. But Phi Beta Sigma, Alpha Phi Alpha, Kappa Alpha Psi, Omega Psi Phi, all those fraternities we work with and try to get a relationship with to actually run these programs. But any mass group that have people that have instant role models, we're trying to tap into the NFL Alumni Association, or any group that has the ability to actually work with young people and want to do that, and can go through our background check and our youth protection classes. We want them as part of our programming. But Restoring the Village has 5 pillars. These pillars were created from simply observing exactly what happens with the young folks we were working with in our hard-to-serve areas. Here in Chicagoland, it's even more appropriate than anything else. We don't even get down to the Scout Rules of Law to value number 5. The first value, we believe, first pillar, is the #1 pillar. If you think about that, how did you someone become an asset to the community and not a liability? That is not easy. You can say those words, but it's not easy. To teach that, you can't start at 18 years old. We started 5 years old, 5, 6, 7 years old. You have to teach someone that. And you have to do it in a way where you're not telling someone, pull your pants up, but you must tell them why you must pull your pants up. It's a different approach. How to shake someone's hand and look them in the eye. Why is that your language that you use is offensive to people outside of your community? Why is it going to be a hindrance to the way you actually are going to grow as a person and being able to achieve in life? We cover some pretty tough stuff. We want to see grades. We want to see conduct. So yes, you want to go to the football game this weekend? Well, you can't go because you terrorized the teacher this week. That's not going to happen. We make sure you make your disciplines in check. If you're going to be a scout, you must be one. And that's the only way you can be successful. The only way we've been able to teach you how to become a leader, Not someone who's simply a follower, not someone who's just part of what the community gives you, but someone who wants to rise above where they are in the station of life. So I can cover the elements, but let me tell you, number one is the one that we focus on the most. The other part that you see, talk about taking personal responsibility. Well, a lot of people don't take responsibility. You know, even adults don't take responsibility. So you can only imagine being in a hard-to-serve area where everything else is blamed on someone else. Well, we try to break down those walls to make sure you understand this is you. This is your responsibility. This is what you expect from you. This is what the community expects from you. If you want to be different and you want to lead this community and you want to be taught how to break the cycle of poverty, we want you in this program. But you have to follow our rules and our directive. And from that, we can assure you that you will be successful. Traditional scouting program, as you know, you have parents running the program. You have to recruit the parents and go through the whole process with them. Usually it's pretty decently easy out in the suburbs. You have a lot of Eagle Scout dads and granddads and, you know, brothers and uncles and things of that sort. So you can find scout leaders there to actually run the program. In our hard-to-serve communities, we have to work hard to make sure we keep the values of scouting intact, but also make sure we get a little bit of bang for the buck when it comes to what those young people are expecting. Our STEM programming, we are blessed to be the only council at this point to be working with Mr. Wozniak. He's phenomenal. I'll see him again in October. He's actually phenomenal. His team is phenomenal. We love working with them. Their STEM programming is actually cutting edge, because you talk about, you know, the godfather of the tech world, and he does a phenomenal job. We utilize that program wherever it's needed. And most STEM programming is utilized in places where young people already have tons of access to education and after-school programming, things of that sort. Our STEM programming is utilized in schools, and we utilize it after school to enhance some areas, like in Fort Dearborn. They want the STEM program, they want to use it all summer long. So we made sure they had it accessible to them all summer long. In this program, you'll see we start in kindergarten, go all the way through the 12th grade, and there are young ladies and young men in this program. In a lot of our locations, they wear white lab coats. These kids feel very important when they put that white lab coat on when it goes to STEM. That's kind of a unique marker for our program. Of course, they do the Pledge of Allegiance. We make sure they understand it's got oath of law. But when they really nosedive, if you see in the pictures, we really nosedive into what STEM is. This is a hands-on program. This is not a lecture program. This is something that you actually get in, and it is really, really awesome. It's pretty aggressive when it comes to teaching them things they would naturally never come in contact with. Now, being able to have the BSA resource, that means that when these young folks want to go out to, say, let's do something real simple. It might not excite you, I mind you. This what I'm about to tell you is not going to excite you. But you ever took a young person to a water treatment plant? So how to take poop water and make it drinkable? You can only imagine the concept of spending there 4 or 5 hours in that particular facility, learning what it takes to actually do that, and the different methods used to do that is pretty exciting. To you, it won't excite you. But to them, it's pretty exciting. Now, the test is, who's going to drink the water at the end? That's the test. That's pretty exciting. So we see that, you capture imagination. So young people know exactly what conservation is. They understand when it comes to the BSA, that we're heavy to leave no trace, reducing your carbon footprint. We've been following that for 109 years, so we're big into that, and we're trying to teach that throughout our programming. Exploring, you heard me talk about it earlier, but one of the most exciting programs we have in Exploring that most people don't even know exists is only 1 or 2 places in the United States of America, and that's with the FBI and Customs and Border Patrol. We actually have FBI Explorer programs. It is probably one of the most diverse programs you've ever seen. All races are represented, all religions are represented, all genders are, of course, represented in that, and it does a phenomenal job. Those folks, I would tell you, are the professionals you expect them to be, and the young people are learning on a level that they never dreamed. So can you imagine if you were 14 years old, 15 years old, and hang out with a bunch of FBI agents and learn the trade at 14, 15 years old? Who knows what could be, what your life could be? Who knows what could happen in life if you got a chance to be exposed to things that are pretty exciting? I'm not going to mention this. We don't have a slide for it, but another piece is, if you're tied to the stock market in any shape, form, and fashion, We have a board and trade program that's been going on for over 40 years. Most people don't even know that actually exists. And the BSA, our board and trade program is pretty exciting. And if you were involved in the BSA or in this particular council back in the pre-2000s, you remember the big board of trade event they would have on South Street, close down on South Street, that was all from the BSA. That still exists today. We don't close down South Street. There's been permits and other things that are going on that prohibits that. And a lot of trade now is not done with human beings, it's done with computers. But still, that exists still today. And our team is actually expanding that into skilled trades and other things. The pictures that you see that I'm showing you, all those pictures are young people in our program. Everything you've seen are young folks right here in Chicagoland enjoying this program. Every single day there's a scouting program going on, multiple ones. So you can imagine having 20,000 youth. We have over 720 scouting programs. So you can imagine Monday through Sunday, there's always a scouting program going on. There's always some type of outing that's happening. There's always some type of program that's going on. You don't see that because back in the 50s, they used to march down the street, you know, in a scouting uniform and things of that sort. Well, that's not, you can't pull that off today. I'll put it like that. That's not going to happen. Kids go directly from their scout meeting out to the outing they're going to. So you don't see them walk around in the city and things of that sort. But in October, we're going to have our first camporee of this joint council, Pathway to Adventure Council, and you'll get a chance to see us in Bussy Woods. You come there, you'll see thousands of folks who are enjoying the scouting program. That's our first camporee for this new council. If you want to see that in action and a lot of the things we're talking about, we have some pretty exciting things going on there that most people don't even know that we actually do. You want to come by and see that. Please let Marilyn know. She's a member of Rotary 1, and she'll get you the VIP treatment at that particular outing. The basic programs you know of the BSA that we've had since our beginning, especially the 1950s Cub Scouts, that still remains the same. This is something that you probably didn't know exists, but all these young people, this is a national Peace Force for the BSA, and all the folks that you see in this piece are from this council. Actually, they're from Oak Park. So take a look.
How long have you been in the Cub Scouts?
Probably like 30 years.
Favorite part of being a Cub Scout?
Well, what I love most is camping and going field trips, build a kind of derby. You get to make it tent with your dad, make new friends, and get to get out in the nice nature.
Do you want to be in the Cub Scouts?
Yeah. There are other girls and they see the Cub Scouts doing things and they're like, I wish I could do that.
Do you think that there are things that boys can do that girls can't do?
No, not really. People think, oh, girls don't want to do that. But actually, it's really fun for some girls. You get to go to parks, you get to watch a bike, you get to pet a bug.
Do you like petting bugs?
Not really, but boys, they can climb trees, so why can't girls climb trees? I think girls are going to enjoy being in the Cub Scouts because I think it's fun for everybody, not just boys. Welcome to the Cub.
You started kindergarten with young ladies in our program now. We've gone through a lot of transition here, especially in the last 5-10 years in the BSA. Here's another one I think that you might get a chance to enjoy.
I do this one. Come on.
So as you get that together, this is the Scout BSA one. There we go. that's the new world. That's what kids want, that's what family wants, and that's what we want to make sure we deliver. So this whole movement was not actually pushed by professionals like myself. They were actually pushed by parents. And the parents themselves wanted a place to get it. No problem. There's a place where they want the whole family to be able to be engaged in one location and have all these things available to them. So we are excited to actually deliver this for them, and this transition will continue. As you know, the BSA, it is still there. The difference is, it looks a lot different. Thank you much. I'm open up